What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So many people have hit me up and they asked me about the rumors about the former unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., who has 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He's now 35 years of age. He's 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. He has not competed since suffering the first loss of his career in devastating fashion to now the pound-for-pound king, undefeated four-division world champion superstar boxer, 2-division undisputed world champion Terrence Bud Crawford. First ballot Hall of Famer. I think Errol Spence also is a first ballot Hall of Famer. With that said, you had the WBC welterweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Marrio Barrios, who came out and he made a bold statement. Well, he revealed some very, very telling information where he stated that Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. was offered as a possible opponent for this summertime, and also a possibility he could fight another legend and 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. But he said that Errol Spence was offered by the premier boxing champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman and PBC, and or Luis the Cubas. And he stated that he has to see, he's hoping that the Errol Spence fight come to fruition by the summertime, but he has to see what's to take place with the Errol Spence situation. And he stated that then he wanted to, well, they offered him an opportunity for 3 belts if he beats Errol Spence, or Errol Spence vice versa, to fight then WBA welterweight champion Amanda Stanionis, who is signed with the PBC. But he ended up losing to Jerron Boots Ennis, getting stopped in the 6th round. And Boots Ennis, who's with Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn and DAZN, is now the unified IBF WBA Ring Magazine welterweight champion. With that said, many people have hit me up and they asked me, do I think that Errol Spence is going to fight Marrio Barrios at 147 pounds? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Again, it was shocking that the PBC even offered this. I think this was just a way to entice Marrio Barrios. Marrio Barrios in his last fight fought with Jake Paul and MVP Promotions. They're just trying to offer Marrio Barrios anything, in my opinion, to stay with the PBC with that belt and make the biggest fights possible. Marrio Barrios is not a major draw, but he's definitely a player in the game, right? He's a great plan B, okay, for an opponent for a big fight. And Marrio Barrios, from my understanding, is not tied down to the PBC. Again, his last fight was with MVP Promotions and Jake Paul. And I think they're trying to entice him. Why? Because Marrio Barrios can fight Jerron Boots Ennis, and that's going to be with Matchroom. Okay? He can fight a unification bout with Brian Norman Jr., and that's going to be with Top Rank. And they're going to hold precedence over Marrio Barrios. Because why? The PBC doesn't have the budget with Amazon and Amazon Prime to offer to Brian Norman the money he's looking for, Jerron Ennis to offer. So they're going to be the A side, which means PBC is going to have to play second fiddle. They're going to have to play the back. And they're trying to entice him with the fighters that they do have over there to convince Marrio Barrios. Also, a move to 154 for Marrio Barrios. It's Sebastian Fundora or Tim Tszyu, right? Or he already fought Keith Thurman. Okay, so they just don't have the necessary pieces to keep him, and I think that they're just throwing caution in the wind and hoping something sticks and try to entice Marrio Barrios to stay there. I don't think that Marrio Barrios wants the proposed fight with rematch with Abel Ramos. That was a blood and guts fight. That was a hard-fought fight that nobody saw coming, and he ended up drawing with Abel Ramos and almost on the verge of losing his belt. He wants a big marquee fight. And guess what? They were planning to deliver that with Amanda Stanionis, but he ended up losing. And again, Boots is with Matchroom, and Brian Norman's with Top Rank. And they don't want him to go over there. So they're trying to use Errol Spence's name to entice Marrio Barrios. I would be shocked, to say the very least, if Errol Spence is to stay with this fight at 147. I'm hard pressed to see that. He said he was struggling to make 147, and the only reason he was staying there was to fight against Terrence Crawford. He immediately announced that he wanted a rematch with Crawford at 154, and then he said that he was putting 154 and 160 pound division on notice. There's no way Errol Spence, and then being out the ring for almost 2 years, is going to fight at 147. It's just not going to happen, people. Again, they was just trying to entice Marrio Barrios, period. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.